Okay, so first of all, I'll give you the description of your task 4, which is the exploratory data analysis. So this task involves performing exploratory data analysis on a data set, and your responsibility is to create a visualization to understand the distribution of variable, identify outlier, which we already did in the previous task, then check for correlation between variables. Okay. So basically, first, what is exploratory data analysis? Okay, so basically, it is all about like digging into data to understand its pattern, relationship, and insights. Okay, so it involves visualizing data, identifying outliers, checking for missing values, and finding correlation. Okay, basically it helps us to uncover interesting trends and make informed decisions based on the data we have. Okay, now we'll start with our core of the task 4, which is this. Okay, so your first task is to import all the necessary libraries into your Jupyter notebook. Okay, so first is pandas library, which you know is a basic library used for basics function, okay, like read, head, tail, etc. Then comes the numpy library, which is used for numeric, for handling numeric data set. For second is libraries for numpy library, which is used for handling numeric data types. Okay, then third comes the matplotlib library, which is used for visualization. If you want to plot different kinds of charts and plot, you have to import matplotlib library. Then comes the C1 library, which is the advanced library for plotting different kinds of plots and charts. Okay. Then comes from datetime, import datetime library, because this library is useful for our values, because some of the columns are containing some datetime values. Okay, but we want to be changed into the proper datetime format. So for changing that particular columns, like see trending data and published times, this is not in the proper syntax. Okay, means it will give you error in the visualization. So to be to change our created column format into the proper datetime format, we have to use our datetime library. Okay, then second column is to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. So for this you have to use I know till now all of you know how to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. Okay, then you have to use some of the functions for analyzing your variable. First is your head function. By default will give you top 5 rows of your data set. Okay, so here are the top 5 rows of your data set, and these are the column names that are present in your data set. Okay, which is video ID, trending date, title, channel title, category ID, published time, tags, view, likes, dislikes. So from this we get a clear view that our data set is of US YouTube videos. Okay, now we'll analyze it more by using the shape function. The shape function will tell you how many rows and how many columns are present in our data set. So 40949 rows and 16 columns are there. Then we have to drop the duplicate rows from our data set by using the drop underscore duplicate function. So now, sorry, so now our shape is 40901 rows and 16 columns are present right now. Okay, then comes the descriptive statistics. So if you want to see the descriptive statistics, you have to use describe function for it, and make sure that describe function will show you the stats of only numeric data types. Okay, then comes the info function. It will give you the concise summary of your data set, that how many non-null count are there and what is the data type of your columns. Okay, so these are the object and their category IDs of in data type and so on. Okay, then we have to drop the two column, which is thumbnail link and description column. So why we are removing these two column? For just see the thumbnail link column and the description column. So basically these two columns are containing the links values. Okay, value in the link form, which is not applicable for our visualization. So we need to delete these two columns so that it will not raise any error in our visualization. So how to remove? We have to use drop function. You know, we have to use drop function for removing the dropping the columns from our data set. Okay. So now info function is this. Here is no thumbnail link and description column are there. Okay. Now we have to change our datetime columns into the proper datetime format. So how to change this? This is the first method for changing into datetime format. So first is you have to call the column name inside the square bracket here, which is trending underscore date. Then you have to again call it here again. Then you have to use dot apply function, and in parentheses you have to write lambda x datetime dot strip time in parentheses x comma percent y. This stands for the year, this stands for the day, and this is for month. Okay, so this is the fixed syntax you have to use for changing it to the proper datetime format. So after running this code, here's our result. Now trending underscore date is in the proper syntax now. Okay, now comes the publish underscore time. Now we are changing the this column into the proper datetime format. So this is the second method for changing into the datetime format. So you have to again call the publish underscore time column here. Okay, then you have to use pd dot to underscore datetime function here. Then you have to use publish underscore time column here again, okay, in the square bracket. So you have to use pd dot to underscore datetime for changing into the datetime format. So after running this code, here's the result, which is your publish underscore time column is converted into the datetime correct datetime format. Okay, so till here we have dropped the duplicate, we have analyzed the variable, we have changed the formatted. Okay, now we will add some of the rows in our created data set. Okay, because we want these columns in our visualization later. Okay, so here how to create a new columns, you have to first call their names in the square brackets here. Three new columns I'm going to create, which is publish month, publish underscore day, publish underscore hour. Okay, and I'm fetching its value from the publish underscore time column. Which column? This column, publish underscore time column. So I'm fetching the month from this column, so I'm using dot dt dot month. For fetching day, I'm using dot dt dot day, and for hour, I'm using dot dt dot hour. Okay, so this is for fetching the values from the created column. This is the syntax you can use. Now we'll check whether our three new columns are created or not. See here, these three columns are created. Now we'll see first is our 11 month. So here is month is 11, first day is our 13, day is 13, and hour is 17, hour is 17 here. So these three new columns are created successfully. Okay. Now we'll create another new column, which is our category underscore name. So first we will print the category ID in the sorted category ID. Okay, we'll print first sorted category ID. So these are the sorted category ID. Okay, and now we are using our category underscore ID column, already created column, which is your category underscore ID for setting the new column. Okay, so now we are creating another new column, which is category underscore name. Okay, so here we are setting that if the category ID is 1, then your category name should be film and animation, and if your category ID is 2, then your category name will be autos and vehicle, and so on. Okay, and if the category ID is another irrespective of these ID, then your value should be null. By using the np.nan function, you have set this. Okay, so by using the .loc function, you can set the new columns value by using the already created column. Okay, so now here we'll see our category underscore name column. See, here it is created. So in the first there is your people and blocks. Now we'll check people and blocks is at which category ID? 22. So category ID should be 22, then only your category name should be people and blocks. Now we'll see its category ID. See, here is 22. So our category underscore name column is also created successfully. Okay. Yes. So now our visualization will start from here. Okay. So first visualization question is you have to print total published video per year. Okay. You have to print a bar. You have to create a bar chart of total published video per year. So for this here you are grouping the video ID column with the year column. Okay. So for this you have to use group by function and you have to group the year and video ID column. So here video underscore ID dot count. This function will first count the value of your video underscore ID. Then it will group with the year column. Okay. And for the create a bar chart, all the syntaxes you know that are already that are all same. Okay. And plt dot show is for showing your result. So this is your bar chart for the total published video per year. And here y-axis is total published count and x-axis is your year, and from this you can see that there is only of two year value which is 2017 and 18. So it is clear that our data set is containing only 2017 and 18 values. Okay. Now we'll print another bar chart for the total views per year. So for this we are grouping the views column and year column. Okay. So first we are summing the we are sum first this sum function dot sum function will sum the value of the view and then it will group with the year column. Okay. And rest all other syntaxes is going to be same. Just here these are the two new functions which are plt dot x6 and in the parenthesis here is rotation equals 0 degree. So what rotation equals 0 degree means? The x-axis rotation. Okay. Now here x-axis rotation is your 0 degree. Okay. And if you see another here the rotation is 90 degrees, so x-axis rotation is your 90 degree. Okay. So this is your x-axis function role. Okay. And your second function which is plt dot tight underscore layout. So this function will check that your yes, that your plot should be in a tight layout. It should not be overlap with each other and should be in the proper Jupyter notebook in the same page only. Okay, so for this we have to use plt dot tight underscore layout. Then plt dot show is for showing your bar chart. So this is for total views per year. Okay. Now comes another which is for top 5 categories. So for this we are grouping the category underscore name column. This was the newly created column with the views column. Okay. So here views dot sum. This first this sum function will first sum the views column. Okay. Then dot reset underscore index. So basically this reset underscore index function is used to reset the index of a data frame. Okay. Like when we perform operation on a data frame, the index can sometimes become unorganized or contain gaps. Okay. So this function reset underscore index function help us to reorganize the index by assigning a new default numerical index to the data frame. Okay. Means this can be useful when we want to remove the current index or we want to start with a fresh, okay, with a new index. So after summing the values of the view, it will reset it into the indexes. Okay. Then it will group with the category underscore name column. Okay. So for sort, now we will sort the category by views in descending order. So here we are using the dot sort underscore values and by is your views and ascending is your false. Okay. Dot head in parenthesis 5 because we want top 5 categories. Okay. And see these all other syntaxes are same. So this is your top 5 categories. Okay. So see here is the clutter between the x-axis. So for this you have to use here plt dot x6 rotation function. Okay. To change their rotation you can do in the 90 degrees so that it will not overlap with each other. Okay. Now comes the another which is video count by category. So for this here figure size we have fixed which is 12,6. 12,6 is the length and breadth of your figure. Then here we have plotted the count plot. Okay, so count plot is a plot in the seaborn, okay, that display the count of observation in each category of a categorical variable. Okay, it's like a bar chart. See, it's like a bar chart. Okay, but it's like a bar chart that shows the frequency or count of different categories. Okay, so for this you have to use sns.count plot. Here x is your category name, data is df, order is your category underscore name dot value underscore count dot index. This function will first calculate the value of your category underscore name, then it will set in the indexes. Okay, and x rotation is your 90 degree. Okay, and this is your video count by category count plot. Your y-axis is your count, and x-axis is your category underscore name. Okay, now comes the another bar plot, which is of number of videos published per hour. So for this we are using the publish underscore hour column, and we are calculating its value, and then we will sort it in the indexes by using these two functions. This is for setting your figure size. Rest all are the syntax is same, except here palette equal rocket. Okay, so what here palette equal rocket means? So basically when you set the palette to rocket, it refers to a specific color palette that is available for use. Okay, the rocket palette typically consists of a range of vibrant and contrasting color, okay, which can make your plot visually appealing and easier to interpret. Okay, and here now x-axis are rotation equal 45 degree. So here x-axis are rotation equal 45 degree, and these contrasting colors are because of your palette equal rocket. Okay, so this is how you can use your palette for making a visually appealing for the user to just to look your project creative and visually appealing. Okay, now comes the another, this is your line plot of the videos published over time. So for this we are grouping the publish underscore date column dot size. Here dot size function is used to determine the number of elements in a data frame or a scene. Okay, so here figure size we have fixed, which is 12 comma 6. For line plot, this is your seaborn line plot. Okay, for this you have to use sns dot line plot function. Data is your this, rest all are the syntax is same, rotation is your 45 degree. So this is your videos published over time line plot, and rotation is your 45 degree. Okay, now this is your seaborn scatter plot. So for this you have to use sns dot scatter plot. Here data is df, x is your views, y is your likes. Okay, so this is your views versus likes scatter plot of seaborn library. Okay, then comes the different kinds of subplots. Okay, and inside it these are the count plots. Okay, so here we have fixed the figure size, which is 14 comma 8, and here we are using plt dot subplot underscore adjust function. So basically this subplot underscore adjust function is used to adjust the spacing between subplots in a figure. Like when you create a figure with multiple subplots, there might be unwanted gap or overlap between them. So this function allows you to fine tune the spacing by adjusting the parameters such as left, right, top. Okay, so this w space and x space is these two are the parameters that used to control the horizontal and vertical spacing, okay, between the subplots. And then this is your top parameter, it specifies the position of the top edge of a subplot. Okay, and here subplot is 2 comma 2 comma 1 first. So here we are plotting the count plot. First is your comment disabled, and its font size is 16. Second is your rating disabled, and third is your video error or removed. Okay, so this is how you can plot this. Now last comes the correlation part. So first, what is correlation? So basically correlation in data analysis refers to the statistical relationship or association between two or more variable. Okay, it helps us to understand how changes in one variable are related to changes in another variable. Okay, so for this you have to use dot core function, and it should be only of only numeric data types. So here this is your correlation between the views and likes column. Okay, so this is how you have to do your task 4, which is your exploratory data analysis. I'm going to give you a brief once again. First of all, you have to import all the necessary libraries, then you have to load a CSV file into it, then you have to use some of the functions for analyzing your data set, then you have to drop the duplicate rows, then you have to drop these two unnecessary columns, then you have to change into the proper datetime format these datetime columns. Then you have to, if you want, then you have to create these new columns like this is how you can create by using the existing columns. Okay, then you have to visualize these questions. Okay, so yes, then you have to visualize all these questions, line plot, scatter plot, and this is your subplot, and last is your correlation part. Okay, so yes, this was all your task for this you have to do in your